Hey everybody, Larry Lawton here. I got a great video for you today. I'm going to be talking about the President Donald Trump indictment, and I'm going to talk about what could happen if he went to prison, and if he went to prison with me. But before I get started, please check us out on all the programs, all social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, the works. Check out my merch, please. Gangster Redemption does very well. Our cigars, doing very, very well. And we love them, and I smoke them all day long. We have been doing great things with the live show every other week. Did one the other day, Tuesday, because of this indictment, and we gave away, I think, 4 boxes and some books and everything. So we're doing that on the live show, so don't miss those. They're a lot of fun. I answer a lot of questions, and we are starting something special. We are gonna have a reading every other Thursday, a little bit of a segment, chapter, maybe a wild story, and then we're gonna be able to answer questions on it. With that said, make sure you stay in contact with what we're doing. Hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, please, it helps. Okay, everybody, let's get into the President Donald Trump indictment that came out Tuesday. So here is what we know. He was indicted on 34 counts. Here is what I am kind of disappointed in our whole country. I don't think he should have been indicted. This is bullshit. He was really indicted for falsifying a record. But what they're saying is he classified a payment to Stormy Daniels that he gave Michael Cohen, who I don't trust anyway, and he put it under a legal fee bill. You know, technically it is. Michael Cohen's an attorney. They're saying, if the attorney takes it, he does go to jail for it, that's his issue. And what he even done is done every day by businesses. In fact, most of those cases, most all of them are misdemeanor counts. He is getting charged with what's it called, the lowest felony you can get, or a third-degree felony, the worst of felonies. But it's bullshit. If that doesn't smell witch hunt, what does? And listen, I'm not a big guy on the witch hunt stuff or of this. I'm a believer in the rule of law. We all know that. I also believe that there's common sense, and I talk about that a lot, common sense law that I think should trump everything. Look at that one pun. Trump everything. And I mean that in a good way. Common sense law says we don't waste all of our tax dollars, or New York State's tax dollars in this case, on such bullshit that is not gonna mean any jail time, no matter what. No matter what, nothing is gonna be handled in this case with that. So his main charge is filing a false record saying that the payment to Stormy Daniels, now Stormy Daniels is a former porn star, and supposedly, and I'm sure it's true, had an affair or sex with Donald Trump. Big deal. What a man does in his own home is a man's business. And she got $130,000 hush money to keep that case quiet. Well, she took the money. Okay, that's her privilege too. It's her right to do. Hey, listen, you don't want me to tell the story? Give me my X amount of dollars. I am not seeing anything in this case that should be wasting the court's time, wasting the New York State taxpayers' money. Now, we're going to get into a few other things about the president that I'm a little bit worried about and are more serious. But on this case, I think it is a witch hunt. And you know, anybody who's out there, I know there's anti-Trump, pro-Trump. Listen, I am neither. I don't think I like Trump steaks and Trump school or whatever the hell bullshit it is. But listen, if you fell for it, it's pretty stupid. Now, did people fall for him for being the president of the United States? That's another thing. And I could say that's probably true. But I'm going to talk about right now what's real important. The next things I'm going to talk about the president. Now, there's a few of these I'm going to go over, but there's 4 cases that I think that are pretty important. Obviously, there's a lot of lawsuits going on, but Donald Trump is used to lawsuits, and that's where he made his name, literally. And again, I'm not judging anybody because he didn't screw me. But I'm going to go into the 4 cases that we know about that are being investigated by the government. Obviously, this first case just came down with an indictment, and that is the case of him with the Stormy Daniels. You know, when I think back at just that case, I think, what is his wife saying? I mean, you never hear anything. You know, does she have a guy on the side? Do they have an open relationship? That's the kind of stuff I want to know about. Maybe I'm a tabloid guy, but that's the kind of stuff I want to go. Do I think Donald Trump's going to go to jail? There's something coming up that he might go to jail. And if he does go to jail, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen to him in jail. Maybe being my cellie. Wow, can you imagine that? Can you imagine Donald Trump and me being cellies? Wow. Hey Trump, go get the ice. I mean, I can just see the shit going on. Or, hey Trump, top bunk. I got a bottom bunk pass. I don't give a fuck you got hair or not. Up on the top bunk. I can just see him. But with the amount of money Donald Trump has, hell, I'll be his bitch. All right. The next case he has going that I think can be a little bit important is the Mar-a-Lago top secret documents that were found. That is under investigation as we speak. You don't hear a lot about that because it's top secret, but usually the government doesn't classify something top secret unless it has national implications or can jeopardize the health or safety of one of its operatives. That is pretty much how they go with top secret. So if he does violate this rule, and again, I'm not saying he did, in fact, what I've read so far, listen, do you think Donald Trump went in there and picked up boxes and put them in his trunk and said, don't touch these? I don't buy that. Donald Trump hasn't picked up luggage in fucking 70 years. You know, he's 75, maybe when he was a kid. Or 77, whatever he is. So that is a case. But let me tell you what the implications are on this. This can be really, really bad. Of course, Donald Trump in this case, like all his cases though, he calls them a witch hunt. You know, I wish I had those things. Hey, they got me for robbing jewelry stores. That's a witch hunt. Come on, if evidence is evidence. I'm a big believer in this. If you could break the law and I could go to jail, then you should go to jail. I don't care who you are as a politician. That's why I believe his first case with Stormy Daniels is bullshit. Because first of all, I don't think any state attorney or U.S. attorney would actually charge that to anybody. They might send them to the IRS for fines or something of that nature. But I don't buy this criminal crap. On contrary, if he does commit a crime. Now, in this case, with secret documents being found in his house, which wasn't supposed to be there, mistake not, he's got Secret Service with him at all times. But if they're saying he could violate the Espionage Act, you know what I just said? That's a non-statute thing, meaning most crimes have statute of limitations. Murder doesn't, kidnapping doesn't, and spying doesn't. Pretty much that's it. Robberies, all that kind of shit, even rape and everything else has a statute of limitations. That means once the crime hasn't been charged and that time is up, you can't go back and charge somebody. It's called the statute of limitations. Now, in Donald Trump's case with espionage, you know, I think he's too old to worry about any of that shit anyway. And do I think he is a spy? No. Do I think he's sometimes stupid coming out of the mouth? We all know that. But even that, I don't like to talk about an ex-president like that. I mean, we got a president right now that's kind of out there too, weekend at Bernie's. You know what I mean? So what's serious is how can't the United States find better candidates than we got? That's all I can say. We do have a candidate in Ron DeSantis. Let me leave it at that. Go Ron. So that's the Mar-a-Lago, and I'm calling it that case, and the espionage case. Okay, the next case I kind of think is bullshit again, but it's kind of up there as one of the serious cases, and it's the Capitol riots on January 6th. Very hard for me. You know, rhetoric by politicians is normal. It really is. And do I think, he didn't say go down there and stop the election. He didn't do it. Could have he done a lot of things better? Obviously. Do I think there's any real criminal liability here? Obviously, Donald Trump is saying that, you know, it was a kangaroo court the Congress has put together in all this case. How serious is it? You know, this is probably the least serious case in my mind. Because I can't believe 1 minute that they're going to come back with an indictment against him for anything to do with a campaign or with speeches. Probably say anything you want. Hey, listen, every politician says they're going to balance the budget. When they don't do it, are they lying? You know, Donald Trump said he's going to build a wall. Is there a wall built? Piece of a wall. He didn't lie. So my point on that one is, you know, don't get me wrong, guys. I really believe it was a disgrace to the United States of America. I really mean that. As an American, to watch those people breaching the Congress. In fact, you want my truth? You want to know how I believe, whether you like me or not? I think anybody who breached that thing should have been shot dead right there. knock them down. Listen to me. Listen, if they open fire on a bunch of people and they die, they'd all go running. We have to have some kind. Listen, do you think they would have did that in Russia with Putin? Not a chance. Not a chance. Don't say, oh, but we're a civilized society. You know, that's bullshit too. I really believe they should have took matters into their own hand. I don't care about they were breaking law enforcement guys' arms. They were indoors and just listen. If a couple of cops opened up with a machine gun or did something big and just wiped 20 people out, people go, oh, what brutal. You broke and breached through a broken window one of the most revered buildings in this country where the people's business is being dealt with. It blew my mind that we let that go on. And we look like a bunch of pussies around the world. Just my take on that one. But I don't think Donald Trump is held liable for that. Is he an instigator? Maybe. But if you're a moron and you're wearing a hat like fucking fucking Buffalo's horn hat like that wacko who took a shit on Nancy Pelosi's desk, figure that shit out. Really? Really? You pig. That's disgusting. I don't like scat. All right. We're going to go on to the next one. This one, ladies and gentlemen, is the one that I think pretty bad. This is the case in Georgia. Yes, a state case right now, but it could go federal. President Trump called Rassenberger, who is the Secretary of State for this area, in Georgia, and he handled the election. And the President of the United States got on a phone call with him and asked him to find 11,780 votes. Not make it a fair election. Find 11,780 votes. You know, not 20 votes, something happened, you know, could have somebody got. You're talking about a lot. And they did a good job. I got to give that state, it's my neighbor state, a lot of credit. And I don't normally give Georgia much credit. But Georgia really did the right thing on this one. They stuck, and that's a big time Republican who voted for Donald Trump. And that man stuck to his oath of office, which was to hold an impartial election. And they did in that state. Now, a lot of people are going to go, no, it was a stolen election. Listen, I'm not going to go there. People said it was a stolen election from Hillary Clinton and then Biden stole it. No, Biden didn't steal it. Biden stayed in his fucking basement and let President Trump fuck it up. And that's all he did. But this case is serious because it's on recording. There is multiple people saying that he was really wanting to find these votes to change a state, even though that state wouldn't have meant shit. He needed Arizona then. I mean, it's not like, okay, I win then. I didn't know what he was thinking. I really don't. And I truly believe this now. If President Trump left office honorable, passed the keys, so to speak, said the right thing, I think he will win this next coming election hands down. I really do. None of that January 6th shit nor any of that. I really believe he would have came out on top. He did some good things. We had gas prices low. We had border security. Whether you like it or not, he was opening up gas lines. I believe in it. But I think he could have done better. I believe in this motto. So he could keep a secret if two are dead. What does that mean? That Donald Trump had too many people around him that were giving him bad advice, dumb people. And that whatever secrets they come up with, they're all coming out. Whether it's Michael Cohen, whether it's Vice President Pence, whether it's William Barr, whether it's all the other people in this game they played for the last 4 years. So I think this one is serious, but I also believe that, I know this is gonna sound crazy, but I'm a political guy and I like it. This is the shit show. But this is the shit show that young people like. Donald Trump is a circus. And you know what? Politics is boring enough. Throw a circus in there, I'll follow him. And if he's the ringmaster, hey, I want him in there too. Not me. I'm saying that's what they're saying. I think we should move on for orders. I think Ron DeSantis is the best candidate. It's just my opinion. Again, I'd love to get him on my show. But I really believe Donald Trump will not, in any circumstances, in any of these cases, actually go to jail. Yes, he is the first president of the United States to be charged ex-president of the United States to be charged with a felony. Multiple, 34 counts, which is just another bullshit thing. Records, each one's a count. That's bullshit. Secondly, I think it's the biggest waste of money and taxpayers, and I just think they don't know how to shut him up, and they would just let him keep talking, and I think he lost the election. He lost the election to, Weekend at Bernie's right now. So, I mean, I think it's just crazy for him to be what he is. Does he have followers? Absolutely. Are the followers good people? Listen, I don't hate anybody who likes another person for whatever reason because I don't know their situations. I don't. I once said the biggest con that I've ever saw was Donald Trump convincing middle America that he liked them. I'll stick with that. I don't think he likes anybody really but himself. And for him to like a lower class or a lower income people like that, I don't know about that either. I don't know him personally, obviously. Met him a few times. Seemed like a nice guy. He dealt in New York City construction industry, which you got to be pretty slick to do that. Knew who to pay off, knew what to do. Give him a lot of credit there. Was his business shady? I know some things, but I'm not at liberty, or should I say anything, because it's not my place. My place is to tell you what I think is going to happen to Donald Trump. I don't think anything's going to happen to Donald Trump. I think if he did, and if he had went to prison, he'd go to a low, wouldn't go to a max, he'd go to a camp. And can you imagine that shit? The Secret Service protected him? What is it? Tell a service agent, hey, go get me 20 books of stamps. I got to buy sneakers. What do you have a fight on the yard? You got Secret Service protecting you? I mean, think of this shit. I mean, really, this should be a South Park episode. This whole thing. Or Family Guy. One of them. But, in my opinion, nothing is going to happen, nor do I really believe it should. Let this go by the wayside. That's all I could say. With that said, everybody, I know you're going to comment. Please do. Don't call me nuts either, or don't, I'll never talk to you again. I'm going to, what do you call that thing when you get off my thing? Disengage, I don't know, not follow me, whatever the fuck it is. If you're gonna do that over that, then I don't want you anyway. Listen, we all have opinions, and that's good. I respect everybody's opinion. You all know that. So put your comments down. I answer them, or somebody's gonna answer them. And you know what? Dialogue is what wins, not tribalism. Dialogues. Two people talking, two groups talking. Not you and your tribe, and never, ever getting away from it. So don't believe that's the game. All right, everybody, please stay safe. Have a great weekend. Make sure you check my show out, The Cooking Show, this Sunday. Make sure you do that. And have a great day. Make good choices.